I'm really going to do very little of talking, if any, but I wanted to. This is the first time we've tried this, and I guess you people are kind of in on the ground floor. I'm sure your sons and daughters went home and told you everything that we were going to do and why. Actually, this whole concept started, and I'll give you a little background here, was that band contest night would be this week, Friday night, at Malamar. Now, those of you that follow basketball teams know that there's a district final game on Friday night. And we thought, man, that wouldn't be too good. I don't care about them, I want to go to the game. So the idea started about, and then we got into a thing with the choirs, and the choirs on Saturday had to go to Newark, and there's about 30 students in the band and choir both, and what do we do with those people, and who gets them, and all that. So we came up with this idea of, and in discussion with the students, they thought it was really kind of pretty, really a pretty neat idea, would be to come and play the numbers for two well-qualified contest judges and outstanding musicians, but with one exception. And one of the students in one of the bands brought this out. You go to a contest on Friday night, and you play for three guys, and they make comments on a tape, and write sheets down. Then you leave the school. Then 2 or 3 days later, you play the tapes for the students. The guy that made the comments isn't there to answer questions about what you meant, and we weren't sure that was the best way, most educational way to approach it for the students. Our idea tonight is to do the same thing as we would do a contest, play the three numbers that we would play, but the only difference is when we finish playing the three numbers, instead of packing up and going home and hearing tapes 2 or 3 days later, have Dr. Swinehart from Capital University come up on the stage and work about 15 minutes with each band after they finish. And as one of the students in the other band said, that happened to be on the girls' basketball team and made a really nice comment, and that was, if I'm playing in the game and I'm not doing something right, or there's a better way to do it, I would like to know right then and there, not 2 or 3 days later. So with that idea in mind, it seemed like really kind of a neat thing to do would be to play, have comments by our two guests this evening, and then have, like I say, Dr. Swinehart come up here and work with the students. And so you don't get too much of this, but what we're going to do, we're going to electrify Dr. Swinehart here. And he's going to wear a headset microphone so the students can hear him, and you can hear what he does. And sometimes you hear and see things going on here, but maybe you're curious as to how to accomplish things and what your son or daughter or whoever are doing, and thought this would be a really neat way to do that. And I will not insult you by reading what is in your program to you, but I would like to, before we even start, thank very much Mr. Eddie Chidioni and Dr. Tim Swinehart from Capital University for their expertise and their willingness to help us out this evening. So thanks very much, guys. So we have 3 selections by the concert band, which is, if you aren't familiar, is entirely made up of freshmen. And we'll do 3 selections, and then Dr. Swinehart will work with them. When he's done, they'll come down in the audience. The band, symphonic band that's warming up in the band room will come over here, and we'll kind of rotate here. And I think it's important that sometimes the students don't get to hear what other students are doing, and I think that's really an important part too. So this would be the Ontario High School Concert Band with their 3 selections: March of the Freeman, Kentucky 1800, and Thousand Bills Overture. from some of the students I've talked to, I think already gotten a lot more out of this than going to contests, and I hope that, did you find it interesting to see? What's really impressive is to have worked since January 5th on this stuff, and he can do more in about 5 minutes. Well, to join me in thanking Mr. Chidioni and Dr. Swinehart for their evening. Thanks very much.